The GoDaddy Post-Match Breakdown.
The American dream is well and truly alive in more ways than one as Team Liquid take the opening game in the deciding match of this group against the former major champions Astralis, going down 16-14. Despite the good efforts of Device in that game, it wasn't quite enough as Twists steps up for Team Liquid. Duncan, great performance by him, but a good performance by the team to come back into that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, it started out like a really good game, but then once they were put on the back foot, that looked like a classic example of like NA team versus really good European team.
Yep.
The European team has the poise. Once they get in front, they apply the pressure, they win. Looks like going to be a fairly routine win. Meanwhile, Team Liquid was fading heavily halfway through that game, and Twist is pretty much what brought them back in. That guy's first bullet is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, blew us away, literally blew us away in the room and just watching some of that. When you get to that position that Liquid were in, where they were behind against an Astralis team that usually close those kind of games out, that's shown a lot of mental fortitude to come back.
Look, Liquid did really good, to win the game, to actually come up with this victory.
Here we go.
All the props in there.
You ready?
All the props. However, Astralis stuffed themselves towards the end of that game. They had 3 rounds in a row where they force-bought UMPs, CZs, and saved the weapons. Now, I'm a big fan of saving guns on this map. It's difficult to retake either bomb site, and they did it so they could have more competitive rounds. But at some point, you got to cut the cord, and they gave it. They let it get to 13-13, and then they were in trouble at that point, right? They had a gun round, then they got forced into an eco or another weird economical decision, and it felt like they lost the game at that point, right? They should have taken the saves earlier on and gone for the close instead of letting Liquid back in to tie it up at 13-all.
And also, why
I prefer the positive side of this, of Twist steps up and brings them over the line.
He did fantastic.
Listen, he did his part, but there definitely was something on the... Like, another thing that I thought was so bizarre, why did they never rotate Device off the B site? Why did they always leave him there and leave him there on his own? And then that way, either they're going to attack the site and he's going to be on his own, which is going to be a nightmare himself, or we know, like, if you ever watch Astralis play that map, he's the slowest rotator you will ever see from the B site. He has to check every corner as he comes out, so you're never worried that you're going to get flanked and someone's going to get you back. So you have all the time in the world to make your attack work. Like, you saw a lot of them, they throw their initial smokes and flashes. They don't just run out. They pincer in. Dupree, Zipnix, whoever was over there at that point in time is trapped, actually. So I'm amazed because when I watched them play a few months back, Astralis, when they were vying for who's the best on this map, one of the things they were amazing at actually was always having Device somewhere new. And you could never quite figure out early in the round where he was. Therefore, sometimes you'd think he's going to be at B, you come up middle, and he was playing left side of mid, and he could get the free shot onto you where you think it's a rifler there. So there was never that equation. Like, Astralis, in some weird ways, look totally unlike the Astralis of old. They don't make him mobile. They force buy all the time. These are not the qualities that made them the number one team in the world.
Neither team converted either, just quickly. So over the 2 maps that they've played so far today, neither team converted from the pistol win to all 3 rounds, which...
Well, I mean, that's
some pretty poor stats in there.
Doesn't exist. Not real. Fake news. You are fake news.
It was fake news. I can give you the stats, however. Twist 29 for 19 and 109 ADR. Which is really good stuff. Device on the other side, 27-17, plus 10 again as well, 91.3. Nothing wrong with his stats. And then I want to do top to bottom on here as well. Nitro on the other side, 12 for 21. Not so good.
And on the Astralis side,
10. 10 for 20. And bearing in mind, the other 4 players on his team all finished positive KD.
He's had some
on a losing team.
And this is the discussion we were having, actually, because the key thing is, when this player break came up and all these other teams were weighing up, should we make a player change? If Astralis had wanted, at that point in time, this is before North had their run, they could have taken anyone in the Danish scene. They could have Config, they could have
Valde.
Whoever it might be. Valde is another one option, obviously. But the whole thing is, because their team, we're always top 4, we're always in with a chance to win, they're thinking, why would we change anything? We'll probably win all these tournaments. I have to say, after watching the last couple of months of Kirby, something's off with him. Like, if there's one player in that team who's probably they've got to ask questions about, it's him, because he's the guy who started out so well when Glaive came in. That new role of being the entry guy, he'd taken Dupree's role then. Dupree went to Lurker. Well, at the moment, the side of that equation that's working out is Dupree's end. He's actually a pretty good player. Kirby looks really out of sorts. He's just not at getting kills.
Yeah, and he can't even get any in warm-up, because those were the stats that you saw for warm-up.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. But Twist had a great game. But I got another B-Stream update for you, Paul. The US
before you do that,
okay.
Anyone who wants to know, like, watch it or VODs later, please mute us for the next 30 seconds.
They don't want to hear
Watch the first season of The West Wing as well. It's really good.
Do that. There's a great piece about airplane technology in the opening pilot. Go ahead.
USA all the way, baby. Cloud9 knocked out
I know.
RV.
What is going
2-0.
on?
Well, Simple tried his best.
He did,
The rest of his team obviously wanted to go do some more tourist things or go home or something like that. But Simple was an absolute beast once again.
Yeah.
On train, he had 30 kills, and the next closest on his team was 16, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, he single-handedly tried to drag them out of that game. I think he was plus 50, wasn't he? 50 free
not plus 50, but he had 50 frags over two maps. Yeah.
It's really sad because obviously we thought Na'Vi was going to be one of the better teams in the world, and that was like only one guy turned up to the game. What is this, Immortals? Old joke. It's been.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's still got a bit of legs in it.
No,
okay,
it's still got some legs. Yeah.
Okay. I was too harsh on myself there, wasn't I?
Don't need to beat yourself down. You've got plenty of fans that can do that for
I
you.
thought I was late to the party.
No.
Which ironically they never are.
Hey, there we are, another one. Keep going, I like them. But yeah, Cloud9 through to the semi-finals, which is great because at the moment this is looking like we might get Cloud9 versus FaZe and Liquid versus SK Gaming.
Yeah, great for the fans, Paul.
Yeah.
And I've got to tell you,
Exactly.
a day ago we were sitting in the hotel going, how do we please the fans that are going to come and watch 2 semi-finals with no American players in? Maybe we should do like an All-American All-Star game between American players so they get
Rank
some
S
time.
live on stage.
Yeah, so they can get some time in front of the crowd. No need.
Well, the dream, though, would have been if they could have played each other. Because now what's going to happen is the stadium's going to be packed. Oh, Cloud9 team, Liquid. All the kids, American flags, apple pies. I don't know why they've got those. Grandma cooked them, And then they're all just going to sit there and go, Mommy, I believe they can win this game. And then they're both just going to get destroyed. And then they're going to, what happened to America? Is this Trump? And then just go home. And then I guess we'll watch the final. FaZe versus probably SK, right? Probably be amazing. So anyway, tune in. That's coming soon. Spoiler.
Yeah, you don't need to tune in now. You've had all the...
I've painted a picture for you.
You've done the VOD for us. We should talk about this second map because Astralis is still in this, obviously.
Yep.
But
Risky, right?
Well, it is now, isn't it? This is a bit dodgy now because now you look at the map choice and you think, well, actually, this is super risky now.
Yeah, like I said, we've certainly seen good things from Astralis, but this is by no means a lock. And meanwhile, even though you look at Team Liquid, and we saw they had a great stat up on the screen earlier in the show where it was like 150 days since Team Liquid has played this map, I assume on LAN. Even so, because it's kind of the pug map and it is kind of the skill map, and I have to say, from watching that game, the skills at the moment go on the Team Liquid side of the equation. Yeah. I love my chances if I'm Team Liquid. I'm saying, hey, this is a free chance. It's what you say in poker. This is a free roll. You're playing with house money at this point in time. You can't lose the series, but you can win the series.
We also saw that they can bounce back if they get blown out. They did it against VP, so there's no real worries for them even if Astralis comes out swinging here and gets up to a really big victory. And I think the fact that it is a free shot at it, they should play with the momentum, play with a bit of a faster style, try and unleash some of these stars. Elige, we've been saying he hasn't been doing anything too amazing. It's underwhelming for what you expect from him so far, but Lucky Twister's been there doing an amazing job. And if you can unleash Elige and Nitro, normally good players on this map, it's fantastic for an AWPer to move around a lot. You can get JDM all over the shop.
And he had a good game, by the way.
Yes, he did.
As well.
So you get that happening, and Twist plays well again. It's possible for them to 2-0 this series.
Yeah, and even if it's not, they're already looking at the third map thinking, we really like the third map anyway. Yeah. So comfort for them as well. So let's see how we get on. We'll hand you back to our commentary team. Henry G and Sadakist are ready to bring you game number 2. Is it the American Dream? Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over to us. I was getting a little concerned with Thorn in that segment. Thought I was going to have to call the police on one of my own colleagues to quell the situation.
Oh, it's good. It all comes full circle. I like your jokes, guys, but I want to concentrate on this one right now. This is good. This is going to be a big game. Astralis versus Liquid on cash, and Astralis picked this one thinking this will be the way we can kind of juke them out and make them feel uncomfortable. But like we saw in Inferno, I tend to agree with Duncan here. It's Liquid. It's a pug map. It's NA. Usual home turf for them. Sure, it's a map they haven't played in a while, but the way they're playing right now, the way Twist is fragging, this could be the 2-0. It could happen here. They get a pistol, get going. We'll see what happens. They'll have one smoke, actually, to work with here. Nitro.
You said that with such an element of surprise.
I think he threw that straight away towards Connector, so I wasn't sure where it was going. So it goes in towards Connector. That's going all in towards A here, splitting between Highway, and maybe Kiabi will be the one to shut them down. They have no idea where that was from.
Truck covered off. Device. Kiabi each getting kills, no smoke toward it. Which means, yes, they play the retake, but they're getting kills before the bomb is even planted based on the Highway approach. Good shot back, though, will push Zipix out of contention. That means the bomb does go down for Liquid. No hits in play. As Dupree starts off, Kiabi follows up. JDM suddenly left alone. Bomb not quite visible in his position. They already know where he is. Flashbang was terribly thrown, I have to say, from Team Liquid as it blinds up 2 of their own members, but Kiabi does get the kill back in the end.
Yeah, that could have gone a little bit wrong with that flash, but that's the plan we're seeing a lot these days as well. It gives you a little bit more vision as to where the bomb is, and you can see that obviously the cables are the defuse, but still you can go for the full defuse where the player's towards A main and still win the round. I'm interested to see why that really keeps coming through, but still it will be Astralis there shutting it down. A fast approach from Liquid, one smoke in the connector, boosting 3 up. I need to get up towards Highway there, uncontested for a little bit. Then Kiabi picked the first player off. They had no idea where he was, and then it was a pretty simple procedure for Astralis in the end. JDM 4 versus 1. Had a chance to get a couple of frags, but only gets 1 kill. Number 2. Very forced buy from Liquid. They will be buying into the third with AK-47s. It's a deagle from Stanislaw. Smoke and flashbang as well, so quite heavy investment from him. Next the question as to why. You get the AK third round and be very happy with that. He'll be presumably down to an SMG next. Still comes in for Astralis, but Elite fighting back with that Glock, but there it is, Kiabi doing a fantastic job with the M4A4. Zipexy finished things off as well, 2-0 Astralis. Their map pick. Early days, but so far so good. And here comes the force from Team Liquid. Looking to find themselves a place in the playoffs in the Barclays Arena. And we've already got Cloud9 there. That's good news for the spectators, at least. We know what the NA crowds can be like.
Well, I get Thorn's point. He's kind of hoping they would play each other, so we guarantee one of the finals. But they would be on opposite sides of the bracket, having both come out of the group in second place. FaZe will play Cloud9. That is it for sure. The winner of this plays SK. As it's Liquid again to set up. Molotov for Stan. That goes in behind the sandbags at mid. Meanwhile, contention. And pressures rise towards A main. Battle ensues, and Astralis actually comes out on top of it with bomb down as well, which is a big win early on.
Yeah, very good stuff indeed. Knowing they'd have the AK try and challenge him with aggression at the very start there. Flashbangs in towards A main. Find 3 kills as well. Glaive with the third. Molotov burning Nitro down. He does get the wallbang though. That's a kill on device, but obviously gives away his position. He's down to 50 points of health as well. His teammate JDM with him. Very unlikely to win this. Such a tight choke point to get out. No bomb as well. That's down towards A main. CT's aware of it. Smoking out. He's hoping they can maybe throw a flashbang through and try and see if they can get anything done here.
Nitro's considering smoking toward Highway. He's got to be careful standing in the open of that doorway, though. It's so spammable. It's tagged down to 19. When they walk in, Kiabi and Glaive. It's a shooting gallery, straight line into the smoke. And down goes Team Liquid. Up go Astralis. 3-0. Early buy doesn't pay off, and it leaves Liquid without much money to try and pick up anything further. So Astralis in a perfect position to start out 4-0.
Absolutely. Liquid didn't get much done there at all. I love those responses. When you know the AKs are coming out, they're probably been a default. You've got SMGs there available on a map like Cash as well. We always talk about it being one of the few maps in the CSGO map pool where the CTs can be the aggressors and try and find the first kills, and that's perfectly done by Astralis there. 3 kills to get things off, and nothing they can do from the squeaky door position. PD50's in the deagle. That's in the hands of Nitro, but maybe not for long. He goes down to 49. As he's in the B storage, took a nade to the face, I believe. And they boost 3 players up towards middle. This is interesting. Can they get anything done here? They're just getting naded as well, Matt. They haven't seen anyone, and everyone's down to less than 50.
Dupree. Take out Nitro quite quickly as Kiabi will back off, being pressured from inside of middle. Such low HP on everyone. It should be straightforward to spray down, but too many guns firing at Kiabi. It's Zipix instead that therefore gets the kills, and Glaive will go hunting for the last and final player remaining, which is Stanislaw, burrowing inside of the vents. And interestingly enough, in waiting in that position, it rotated off of B, not considering the possibility. He's going to get a plant out of this. Nothing they can do to deny it, so very well done from Stan. And a bit of a blunder from Astralis to leave that side of the map open, getting eager to end it early, and therefore money goes toward Liquid, at least in a slightly greater amount. $800 on top of the 4th round bonus.
Yeah, that's decent. Considering the investment there, just PT50s, 1 deagle, and no armor. That's actually not too bad at all. They've got a very healthy buy going forward, and presumably JDN can bring out the AWP. No one really fragging at all. Still very early days as we go into round number 5, but Twist is 0 kills, and Ronaldson 1. I beg your pardon, JDM's got 2, but now he gets the AWP. Decent spawn for Stanislaw. Could go for that mid pick if he really wants to. I'm interested to see what kind of playstyle we get from Liquid here. Is it going to be a very loose and fast-paced game, or they go for the more methodical execution and set-piece methodology? We'll see what happens here as we enter round number 5. Stanislaw did go for the fast pick, and he's committing to it as well. Smokes are good. 1 towards Highway, 1 at the connector. Blocks off CT vision. They have got mid control here. All Stanislaw has, he's by himself. So be very careful.
Twist.
Oh, Stan does to know. He's got towards the connector. He's in CT spawn.
Look at Zipix, though. Bomb down, JDM. You're right to say that Stan has so much to work with, but on top of that, it's Xyp9x that could do further damage and harm. Kiabi pushed up so far. Nitro could foil and push Device off the play, but Xyp9x has bomb in his sights. He's just sitting and watching it. And even if JDM drops down, which he will, I was going to say no chance he hits it, but somehow Xyp9x is caught sleeping, and the op prevails. It opens things back up, a massive door of opportunity to take over the A site, more so with Elige pushing through middle. Device, where's the communication? dupreeh went down, Elige pushed through, and Device didn't even turn.
It was a very interesting round. Lots going on all over the map there. We had Stanislaus, CT spawn, Xyp9x with a bomb and A main. It was difficult to keep up with all the action there, but it will be Elige to finish things off. The first round with Team Liquid, a convincing one at that. It all kicked off from a good spawn from Stan. Pushing through the smoke, deploying their own utility towards the connector and the highway. Flashbangs coming through. The CTs had no choice but to pull back. And then piece by piece, Astralis got taken down. They did have decent A-main control, but couldn't do anything with it after finding the first kill and indeed the bomb. Number 6 comes through. Plenty of money for the Astralis side. And we're seeing that new double AWP setup for Astralis now, Matt. It's going to be dupreeh, who technically is the secondary AWPer for Astralis. One of the few Tier 1 teams that don't have a secondary AWPer, really. He is it, and they're going to be experimenting here with round number 6 and seeing whether he can get rolling here on Cash.
Interesting there. Lining up utility early for a potential push towards Squeaky. They'll fall back over a boost. Instead, line up smokes down middle. One thrown out from CT, 2 thrown out. Not crisscross fashion from the T's. That's Liquid that gets the early start, getting glaive down, but a trade back. dupreeh will take out JDM. And we sit even odds on either side with Astralis holding most of the cards in map control, but again playing retake on A, so fortifying their B site, which could be a problem, although, as I say that, it's down in middle that Liquid holds most of the possession by getting 2 players toward white box. dupreeh, he sits inside of B alone as a result of rotations, and therefore Device gets some support. So mid is open, but a chance to go to highway and get an open A site, slightly limiting as Xyp9x gets closer and closer to the position inside of A.
And time to work with the A split eventually. Xyp9x and Device tentatively hold towards the truck. They do fall back. Still 45 seconds here. It's dupreeh alone towards the B side, of course, with the AWP. We'll see whether he does indeed get challenged here. Hasn't really had to warp in like a top tier event yet. It's always been online. We've seen the most of that kind of potential from him.
So Nitro will set for smokes through the skylight. Twist and Elige bust out vents. And Stan carries the bomb. And the blueprints for the plan that has to go by dupreeh with a WP. Starts off well with 1 quick kill. Finds in the smoke, but can't find a secondary angle. So Elige getting Kiabi, takes a rifle down that was there to support, and as such, nothing more that dupreeh can do backside with op. The second one, however, does find a kill onto Elige that creates an opening for Xyp9x to walk in, and Twist has to back off to find an angle. In doing so, has smoke down towards CT. He'll realign himself that they have to cross no matter what. Whoa! And what a find as he figures Xyp9x out and hits him with 1 bullet, but Device is better off up close with the AWP. Second kill in 5th round for Astralis.
Oh, Twist. Looked like he had that one completely under lock and key, but his Device to the close range AWP takes him down, and it was an exciting finish. Lovely shot towards the heaven position as well, so aware as to where he was. And we do have money available just about, I think, for Liquid to get a decent buy here. Astralis will be kept modest, but they can definitely rebuy into it as well. Here's the shot from Xyp9x there on the heaven position. That was lovely. dupreeh only got 1 kill, but it was enough. They get the round on the board, 5-1. That double up set up, and JDM hasn't really got rolling here just yet. We'll see what he can do as we enter round number 7. Fast mid play once again. It seems Astralis are more than happy to give it this part of the map early on.
Nitro opens it well at getting down Kiabi. Chiarbu, as you used to say. Elige gets glaive, though, by holding off a flank that came in relatively early from glaive, and not any need to do so. Aside, okay, I get it. He goes down a man early. They want to take position back. He wants to pull the odds back in his favor. However, going that early and getting caught off with no information at middle is punishing. dupreeh, therefore, has had communication that mid is open and covered by that of Liquid, so the vents become a possibility. He's positioned himself accordingly, but it's Nitro instead that opens up the A squeaky door. That is to hold off rotations. That's to keep Device and Xyp9x at bay, because they are going to flood in toward dupreeh, and there's nothing he can do.
Well, there it is. Stanislaus finds himself the AWP, and dupreeh can't really do much about that, but Xyp9x can at that range. M4 challenges Stan, and the bomb will be planted. That should be the round done, but they might be able to recover something out of this one. They'll save in CT spawn right now. Very common area to save weaponry, of course. Device on top of the van. Looking to take down anyone that hunts him down, but I don't think that will be happening. Looks like they're exiting through the B storage area. We have got one player towards middle. That's a Liege. As he looks towards highway, they will be digging their heels in towards that defensive area. In terms of the money now, that's going to be the pretty harsh reset for the Astralis side. They save 2 weapons, but $1,400 per player. On top of an AWP and an M4, they'll have like CZs, UMPs, which could be enough. With a device AWP on a map like Cash, definitely force into it, I'd say, especially with the M4A4 there to accompany it. 5-2, Liquid though, looking much better. It's the aggressive play from Astralis. They're giving up middle and putting all their kind of eggs into the A main basket. They're pushing in there aggressively, trying to find the first pick, but Nitro, he's happy to challenge him, gets the first kill, and Stanislav running in towards B with that CZ. It's Dupree's a secondary AWPer, not known to be world class and definitely hasn't been tested at a high level. He's done a lot of online AWPing, but has only found 1 kill so far.
And they go fast toward squeaky door. 4 players, in fact, from Liquid electing to do so. Stan will support from A-Main, but they're already inside of the site. So fast, in fact, the Device has no answer. Flashes successful to catch off Device. And a retake now has to be quick and swift, concise from Astralis. With the 2 pistols at play. So a change of pace from Liquid that pays off as JDM catches off Kiarbi. And it's down to just 1 M4 and 1 CZ, both with armor, both with a smoke. Is that enough to save and hold, especially the M4, which Zipix is electing to do by backing all the way over toward B. So 2 in a row for Liquid. They go 5-3 and start to add crucial terrorist side rounds.
Yeah, it's looking good now. Just a clean objective to start every round. They're not really running defaults here. They're saying, right, you know what? Same smokes towards middle. Let's get in towards a Molotov towards that mid area. Let's get up as quickly as we possibly can. And wall back towards CD spawn in case they're in there, but not going to be working just yet. It's Dupree holding on to the CZ. The team damage there, but it looks like all 5 players should survive here. Just about. Twist does find Dupree towards the end, but that's not the target they want. It's Zipex who's got the M4A4. He holds towards the B side. Looks like he will survive. Stanislav comes towards the vents, but he'll be too late. Team Liquid, though. 2 in a row. 3 in the last 4. And surely now the eco from Astralis as Team Liquid start to arrive here on Cash. They are looking very good. Like, they're finding the frags. Twists, he's looking sharp. That A main, or A bomb side kill, I should say, towards Device was lovely. And we go down to 9 here. Will be an M4 save. Nothing else really purchased. Down to Zipex to cause the damage here, but should be a slower pace round from Liquid now.
Is he get flashed into A main?
That's what they've been doing a lot.
Yeah, so I don't think he was flashed. I think he just went straight in with the M4 to play behind the smoke. So they'll hold with the M4 aggressively. The others will group together and either rotate as a unit to try and stack up B or push middle. That's more the case, in fact, with Kiarbi. Getting caught in no man's land, runs to the corner. Problem is running to the corner. Twist still has the wall, and there's no one that can swing wide enough to get a peek on him as he commits to the frag. They do get 1 back from Dupree. But he's down to 7 HP. He's still with the M4. Does get a good shot as he falls back to the site. In fact, they take it back. He goes all the way around the middle. Big rotation to catch off Twist. I thought that was him running by. It was Device that got the shot on Nitro.
Well, Stanislav now with the control of the B side. Sure, a couple of nice kills coming in from Astralis, but that should be it now. They only have the 1 and 4. Nothing really salvaged as of yet. Stanislav looking for him, walking through, and Zipex, he knew he had to have some sort of presence in the B side. Had to take a deep breath and go through that smoke. Down he goes, gives up their only weapon. And now Device finds an AK-47. Dupree low HP. They won't be contesting this round at all. And Dupree hoping he can maybe find something as well.
Be nice if he could. Any weapon will do.
Yeah, so boosting up. I think there's an AK on top.
I think you're right. That's where they got the 1 kill back. Dupree was able to get it, in fact. So gets the collection reward for his kill earlier in the round. It still is going to be now 3rd, in a row for Liquid. 4th overall.
That's not bad at all, is it?
Yeah, especially when you consider that it's going to be 4 out of 5, meaning that there's not been much money flowing toward Astralis. And this will only be a 3rd round bonus. They have been saving players, as you can see. It's gone to bomb detonation for each of the 3 rounds that have been the last 3, at least.
Well, they went into this round with 1 rifle. They leave with 2. So that's good, if you ask me. Not too bad. They should be able to buy into this round quite happily. 5-4, though. Liquid do start to close the gap. Money is there for the Astralis side. Quite a healthy buy. Only Glaive has taken a compromise here, opting for more utility with the SMG. But on a map like Cash, that's fine. Lots of close range encounters available to you. And I think Liquid is going to keep applying the pressure. They're dropping the same smokes towards Connector and the short box as well. You keep that consistent. It means the mid presence can't really be there for the CTs. And once again, they're challenging towards A main. Flashes go in. Zipex trying to find the first shot. There'll be nothing there. It's going to be another fast play towards middle. So Zipex with the same push. He's made his way all the way towards the T entrance of A main there. So that's his territory now. And it seems like Liquid, they're battling for middle every single round. Astralis, they're getting A main. They'll fall back and get boosted up here.
Decent boost for Zipex to hold. They know that Highway becomes the threat in the boost. Nitro, again, that's tasked with holding Squeaky Doorway. And he knows the lineup to spray toward the toxic barrels. The question is, how does he time it if he's going to do so? Kiabi pushed forward, boost to watch Highway for Zipex. He can swing either direction. The positioning in A is very strong for Astralis.
It is indeed. That's looking likely where Liquid will finish him. So towards Squeaky, but Stanislaw, does he check the lockers?
Oh, he's going. Oh, he thought about it. He thought about it, and then he went because Elige misled them by getting the opening kill, but he's still moving. He's still alive as he finds his second on Zipex as well. It was a bit of confidence. Thankfully, they keep the man advantage because it took Sands' attention to join quickly. Ooh. Good shot, JDM. Glaive gone and backing away is Dupree. It'll be a fourth in a row for Liquid. And Astralis find themselves tied up and losing ground on the CT side.
Middle is a massive problem for them now. I think they need to start contesting that. It's the gateways to the map. You can go vents, CT spawn, highway, fall back. CTs just have no information as to what you're doing. Sure, it's fine to give it up sometimes, but I think every single round, that seems to be a bit of a problem for me. And it's Liquid more than happy to drop those same smokes every single round. Connector, highway, flash over, double Molotov sandbags, and the CTs just don't really have the sort of setup to really challenge that right now. I think you need to get the AWP boosted up, Matt, in the connector. Let's drop that same smoke, let them do it, have Device boosted up behind that smoke, start getting some kills there, and that will kind of rattle them, I think. That would be my call right now. When you can get the AWP out, let's get that boost going.
Well, if you can get the op out, let's get going with Dupree right now, the only gun for Astralis. Crisscross smokes, Hank? You're a fan of these? So set a wall in middle that can run toward the vents. A push-up from Device could catch them off if they're careless about doing so, though. He's got a smoke down to his left, covering off the main garage. Allow him to safely hold position. Elige safely sprays down, and in and out goes Device from the left side of mid as well. The crisscross not only works to get toward vents, but to get all the kills as well.
Yeah, that's pretty spectacular. Sure, up against pistols, but that spray control is quite special, let me tell you. 5-on-2 now. Dupree, AK-47 and half the previous round. There might be a kill here available, not for Glaive though. It's going to be Quiz to take him down. There's the first to make it second as well. He has a chance to win this, you know. This isn't done.
He's got to be careful. Flash out when they're so close. I'm not sure he knows the third player's there. He certainly does. Goes back forward. Dupree with 4, but not quite the ace to clutch back the round as Elige holds on and keeps Liquid rolling to take a 1-round lead.
My goodness. That shouldn't be happening. All of a sudden, you see the first 2 kills coming, you think, yeah, all right, look, that's still fine. And then it comes down to the 1v1. If he hits that, I think that's the game done. That's Liquid. The morale disappears, and they're going to start bickering. But just about hold on there. That got a little bit spicy. Round number 12, 6-5, take the lead. Liquid going fast towards middle once again. Middle's been such a problem for them. And they're boosting up, Matt. They've listened to me. They're boosting above the smoke. They heard me.
Cheaters. They're listening to Hank while he's casting. That's not allowed. Definitely not even in the same building. JDM takes down Dupree to start it off, though, with the boost. They're going to walk directly under it. They're going to walk directly under it. Glaive responds. And they both survive. That could have gone terribly, terribly wrong.
There we go. The adjustment comes through. It's one that makes sense as well. It's not the way they wanted. They still get 2 frags. Device still challenging, and challenge he will. Takes down 2 frags, and that's going to be the round in favor of Astralis. So, like we said, mid was the problem. Had to start contesting that, and here's a successful round. JD, the last player remaining, will be 6-6. Can he cause any economic damage, though, towards the CTs? Apparently he can.
His turn to go on a rampage. He, like Dupree, would need the ace to make it happen. Tries flick, no scope, wall bang with flash at his feet, and then gets killed from behind. So it doesn't really go quite so spectacularly, but they'll have a double up setup to work with on the CT side. Device and Dupree will have it.
Oh, Could have been so glorious with the T's pushing through there. But that's the only way I could see Astralis holding off that nice mid-take Liquid have got. Get that boost up, they won't be looking towards the smoke. It's not the way they wanted to frag, but they all count. I'll take it.
They all count. Again, double up is at play, or in play rather, as Glave's going to be inside of the B site to support dupreeh this time around. Device will hold middle alone, therefore, with his AWP, and they'll play a more aggressive, well, not aggressive attack in terms of pushing or boosting, but more than they have when the double up's been up in the past by having both Xyp9x and Kjaerbye in the site itself. Either way, 6-6. And Liquid slowed the pace yet again.
Interesting Molotov.
Yeah, I'm assuming that bounces out and covers immediately behind the box on the left. That's... Ooh, okay. Does it get there?
Yeah,
okay, yeah, it does. Wow, that's really, really cool to see. As Elige will take down Glaive. Either way, he had to get out from the flames and shuffle away. That takes out the rifle, which means dupreeh then gets overwhelmed. And yeah, you're right, it has to be the save call.
Well, it's a full reset. So they need to make a decision here. Do we just take the gamble here and hope we can win a 5-on-3? They're not going to. That's a lovely execution. That Molotov especially, I haven't seen that one before. I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure it's been done, but I haven't seen it bounce off like that. And the way it lands, the way it spreads. I think you throw it like that because it's where the Molotov comes from, right? Where it last bounced. Exactly. It was spread in that direction.
Exactly.
So that makes sense.
And I think the only other way to throw it, there's a way you bounce it off the top of the window, the frame itself, and it comes down and covers behind quad. But I don't think it gets to that corner, so that's very, very clever.
Yeah, so what trajectory is coming from, that's where it spreads to, that makes a lot of sense. We saw it. Is it going to go? Is it going to go? Of course it does. That makes so much sense. And then you have to check that really difficult angle. You can focus on the corners and trying to flush out the AWP. dupreeh, 1 kill so far with the AWP. I'm not really sure that's going to be the kind of role that's going to win them this game. They do save 3 weapons here, but Liquid, after being, what, 5-1 down, they're taking the lead, Matt, 7-6.
Execution. You talked about how good their retake was, or excuse me, their mid-take was.
Yes.
That B-take, that execute was very, very cool. Very well coordinated. They set Nitro as well to throw the additional Molotov toward the generator, which means dupreeh had to move while Glaive went down. The op never gets set with a wall of smoke in front of him.
It makes sense. That's the time to drop it in, right? Just as Astralis are adjusting to what you're doing, they're focusing more towards middle. Let's go right towards B. Let's throw an execution they haven't seen before here. And obviously Liquid have got tactics ready to go on this map. As the analyst pointed out, I think they said 150 days since they played this map on LAN. Obviously, they probably played it online, but it seems like they've got some very interesting setups there and executions on the T side.
I think if you're Astralis at this point, it's tough to read when to do it, but Liquid has, if they've gotten control of B, gone to that sunroom so many times. Go for the boost.
Oh, the old classic.
Go back to it. It is a time where it can catch them off because Liquid is slowing the pace down tremendously when they get to that position on the map. And I'm not sure that I've caught anyone staring it down, waiting for that peak. It's only going to work once, but once is enough, especially late in the half. Let's see if Elige goes more aggressive this time. Smoked off spray, and he's got to be careful not to get caught on the wall. Those pistols are still menacing from that position.
Oh, they need to be careful. There's a fast rotation from Kjaerbye as well. He hopes they push. He knows 2 of them are low. They'll fall back. That's the right call from Liquid. Don't go through smokes here because you spotted one. You think you've tagged him up. Wait for the reactions of the CTs. Here it is. Device, strong position from him, and was guaranteed a kill here. There it is, takes down Stanislaw. Probably wants a little bit more out of this one. He knows his team's been struggling on this map, and flashes and smoke starting to come through now. Will it be enough? He does get flashed, but he's still willing to challenge it. It's such a strong angle for him. Did he hear that? I'm not sure. The Elige is already low, I think. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Either way, it's another slow play toward B. This is the time you'd go for it. There's no one in position to do so, but this is exactly the point. There's 3 players right now from Liquid inside of Toxic. Now the question is JDM, he's not, so no one's watching that boost. If you can get a read early enough, I think there's a vulnerability in the Liquid setup in that position. But even then, exactly, Twist walks in. Even if you get one of those kills, if they act quickly, they're still going to round the corner while you're in the middle of nowhere transitioning back. So it's still so good for Liquid, who have now won the T side at half by securing the 8th round, and they've done so in very convincing fashion. They went down 5-1. It is now 8-6.
The Molotov play from Liquid, it's out of this world. The Molotovs they're dropping on the B side. One player just got dropped from like 100 HP to 0 because there was a path of fire all over the B side. He had nowhere to go. He's blind as well. He's had the whole W running into a wall. Completely melted there. And it's going to be 8-6. Winning the half is Liquid. It's a force fight from Astralis to finish things off. Bounces, sees out the UMP. Glaive's feeling brave as he goes through the smoke. Can he get anything done here? I don't think he can. If he strikes now, he only has JDM to deal with. He's got that P250. think this could be the timing that works out for him. Nades all around him, but still can cause damage here.
Apparently Device did hit that wallbang, by the way, that you were asking about.
He did.
Being notified.
Well, there we go.
I didn't quite catch it as watching positioning and rotations.
I have to talk at the same time and work out what's going on. So
it's so hard. I can't walk and chew bubblegum. I usually fall over and trip. Kiarby, this is a good push because there's not at all going to be expected. But Stanislaw still hits the shot with the AK instead as he shuffles back out from behind the truck. It's recovered by Dupree, but only temporarily as Twist now finds him in return. And it's a 4 versus 2 in favor of Liquid once again. And once again, it's the B site. This time Device to try and hold them off. Low HP bomb gets flung forward, but smoked off entirely. They can run by and grab it back away from Device, who tries to fake that he's flashing back through, but then elects not to and waits for the rotation instead. It's Zipix that has to bail him out, and he'll do so from the vents. The vents being watched by JDM.
That should be the round. They know where Device is. CT spawn, not anymore. JDM finds him. 9-6. It was looking so good for the Astralis boys. 4-0 up. Then they got the reset with 5-1. But Liquid, the execution, the fast mid play, Astralis just didn't have an answer. It will be 9-6 to finish things off, and I think Liquid could do this. A 2-0 dream is real. We'll find out after the break.
It could be another 2-0 in favor of an NA team over a team that is storied with success in the past, more so even than Cloud9 achieved over that of Na'Vi. So you want to argue that Astralis is a much more formidable opponent. Liquid is certainly up to the task and looking composed, I have to say, on Cash.
I have to ask myself, why Astralis are vetoing Overpass against a team like Liquid and allowing them to play a map, this skill-based map, the closest we've had to Dust 2 in the current map pool. And Liquid, they look great. They're not relying on just pug strategies. They've got great execution, synergy, teamwork. Everything's coming together. And what is this tactic? Look towards middle. They're boosting like 3 players up towards mid. What's going on right now?
Fair enough. 4 players to hold for Liquid. If you want to play retakes on A, they're going to hold middle and have a retake on A and B and do so quickly.
This is so weird.
It is a bit bizarre with no kits that you're going to play a retake and a straight brawl from Highway with the bombs already down. Now, the one favor of the bomb going down is the smokes allow Liquid to actually get close to the site, so it will be a straight fight. Device, he'll start it off, but Nitro and Elige, the old punch comes back to hit strong against Astralis until Dupree steps up, and it's down to JDM. Has found some space between the two Astralis players, so we can isolate them, but not hit the shots required, and Astralis now have a chance to tie us 9-9 and start this all over again.
So both pistols in favor of Astralis now. Keep note of that. That could be a key storyline if they do indeed lose this map. Good stuff by Astralis. Weird play from Liquid. I like the approach in terms of the general theory of the idea. Like you said, you can retake towards A and B if you're all holding towards mid. But without a kit available, you have to operate very quickly there. They've got some decent shots in, but Astralis overall coming out on top. Not the force buy from Liquid, though. They've been doing this a lot, especially in Mykonos. We saw them actually opt for this, the more conservative approach on the CT side. Try and close out the games with the AWPs there, with the defuse kits, the utility to work them, instead of thinking, keep force buying and chasing a team like Astralis.
Twist trying hard, very hard indeed to walk back out and get shots, but Deagle gets taken down by Device. Dupree will take out Nitro. Elige and Stanislaw. Last alive. Stanislaw has like the Alexis on fire. Alex is on fire.
Yeah,
Stanislaw or Stanislaw?
I like that.
Which is it?
I don't know. I go to say Stan.
I'm going to say Stannis from now on, just to confuse
Stannis.
you. Yeah. Stannis Baratheon.
Yep, that's good as well. Just say Stan. Stan the man. I like that when you say that.
Have I ever?
Yeah, there's one clip where I remember you going, Stan the man does this.
In exactly that voice?
Yeah, like that.
Great. I think you need to make a highlight clip to bring it back to my memory. Glaive takes down Elige, ends the rounds. Astralis working ever closer toward that 9-9 scoreline we previously mentioned. One upgrade to an AK-47. It's Dupree that actually buys it, throws it to Kiabi. He was the one that went down, and he'll stick on the MP7 to build up some cash.
Good thing about not forcing into the second round, he can have a couple of upgraded pistols in the third as well. He's making it competitive. See CZs and PT50s coming out, but should be a guaranteed win for Astralis. Will get interesting after this round. They'll be flashbangs out, trying to gain the control. Another stack coming in here. All right, what's this one going to do? One player up here. Two players beneath. This could actually work out, you know. It's going to be a bit of a brawl here. Stan and Twist find the first couple of frags. Glaive trying to neutralize the situation. He gets two, but it's still not done just yet. They managed to get the advantage, but that got very uncomfortable. Glaive and Zipex down to about 10 points of health each.
Actually, if you added or put the average of the two, yes, you would be correct. 15 and 5.
That's what I said.
Fair enough. Kiabi gets Elige back, and it's suddenly a hard challenge for Nitro, even though it looked very close. Oh. With nothing to play with, as he just has the USP as well. So harder than you could imagine to walk back into a site that's smoked off. He'll try. The low HP can favor him, or at least be somewhat of an aid toward him. The crossfires will not be. Nitro gets a little desperate, trying to use the muzzle, if you will, of the flash. You know, he was on the corner, though, based on sound. Came very close. That's all he's going to get. So it's Astralis. That'll tie us to 9. Losing a few players and doing so won't be the end of the world, because they're in the position to go for the bonus round. They'll bring up now 3 AK-47s. They may elect to continue running the UMPs. This was the brawl you talked about. As Stannis got a kill and an assist.
Stannis did do a very good job there. But Glaive, one step better with that CZ. 9-9, but here we go. JDM with the AWP. So that's two halves, I should say, where Astralis have won the pistol and converted it. The first half it's a 4-0, second half 3-0 so far.
And a chance for Astralis, therefore, to force out map number 3. JDM with the AWP gets more aggressive in his stance as well. In the meantime, it's all going back onto the A site, and opening up well is Twist. It's pulled back, though, and traded immediately as Dupree gets the kill on entry that allows Kiabi to wrap all the way to the truck. JDM, therefore, even though there's a smoke down, could be greeted if he's not ready and poised with the AWP to get back in the site. Good shot to catch them off. That may not be enough to encourage the retake, but it certainly keeps the op in play.
I think so. The main player is going to be Elige here. He heads towards Squeaky Door. They'll wait for him. They have got kits available, remember. They didn't force him in the second round. Bomb ticking away, though. One player needs to strike. It's Elige has to open up, look towards Forklift. No one there. They've got a stack towards Quad, I believe. Yes, indeed. And Elige has to shut both players down very quickly.
shot Nitro. JDM, having stayed alive in the EWP, gets closer as well. Liquid, the retake, it's a real possibility against Tipex, and Nitro knows exactly where he has to be. They've cleared everywhere else. Nowhere else to hide.
Oh, they didn't use the kit.
This is going to be close. They didn't use the kit. You're right. There's 10 seconds. This is extremely close, and that's a risk. They're all running because they weren't even sure.
Stanislaw was there, right? He had the kit.
And it was about 6 seconds. They could have swapped.
Maybe not.
It might have been,
I didn't track his position. So, it was fine. Obviously, they defused. We're not going to talk about it too much, but it seemed like he was there and could have defused. Yeah, you can if you like. If it had blown up, that would have been... obviously, we could get mad at that point, but I haven't got mad today.
It's a rare.
Rare.
Yeah, it's extremely rare. Keep in mind, if we do go to map 3, it's Mirage. Liquid, winning the first gun round of the second half, are hoping we won't have to do so. Stannis will again push up and toward B. Smoke as well, which could round him near the corner. And an aid to follow, do decent damage. Lands a Dupree pretty much dead on.
Yeah, lands in his pocket, but JDM continuing his good form so far. Finds his nemesis device, and it will be a 5-on-4. Most of the Astralis players towards the B storage right now. That's where the bombers at least. Clave and Dupree, after taking an aid to the face, trying to push through and get something in return here. Boost up. JDM presumably not going up.
JDM is waiting as well with the smoke down with a chance. Fires at the jumping player. Didn't quite land it. He has to change his angle, but they'll leave Stan inside of the vents. And JDM goes back for more. He's aggressive about it, fires in. He's still hoping, I assume, to bait Stan, but the problem is the Molotov came in behind. He's forced out. Smoke down there for. He can push back through, and Dupree is waiting on the other side of the box with no defense. Liquid about to find back-to-back rounds in a 5-on-2 situation, unless Zippix can continue on with good shots such as that. To take the op down in B. No, Stan was in the corner. Does he think he's still there? As he backed off, doesn't matter. Nitro slips out, and it's 11 rounds for Liquid.
2 clean rounds there for Liquid. 4 players surviving there as well. Money in a very poor position for Astralis. Finding the pistol and the 3-0 here. I still have to ask myself again, Matt. Why are Astralis? Sure, it's a map they've maybe dropped off somewhat, overpass. At one point, they're the very best team on that map, especially on the T side. But against Liquid, you think that we'd be absolutely comfortable in that one. Let's play that for sure. This is like a Puggy-style map, skill-based, and it begs the question of Astralis lost confidence in overpass, or was them trying to be trying to be too clever and trying to say, well, we'll get them on a map.
That or maybe just not. Well, that's the problem. Again, you mentioned it. Yeah, okay, it's a straight-up skill-based map, and Liquid brings skill, so it's a risk in that sense. But I don't think you would have expected some of the strategy Liquid had in the first half.
I think they're trying to play to the weakness of Liquid.
Yeah, they did talk about it on the desk.
Yeah, they're looking at that thing. They haven't played this for so long. We can force this, and they won't see it coming. But Liquid, I'll tell you now, they've been practicing this, and they're very good on it. They're ready to go.
I think it was Chad that, in fact, said that they've often been picking to their strength rather than the weakness of others. While they may have done the wrong choice this time. Flash goes deep. Elige, full vision and full spray. Didn't quite catch the second. Does damage enough to allow his teammates to get in position on the retake bomb. Needs to be planted. Not sure it will be because it's not yet out the door, and Glaive has been tagged up significantly. He may not get that far with it. Nitro, yeah, exactly. He's just watching it. Back to try and take him down and open up the opportunity for the bomb to walk in. That's not going to happen. All for naught. Dupree, fair enough with the Teagle, finds 2 kills. And in a mixed situation you'd never expect, but it's Liquid that now finds themselves 3 rounds up on Astralis and 4 rounds to the finish of the series in a 2-0 fashion, should they be able to do so. And as such, time for the timeout to be called from Liquid. Keep in mind as well, or excuse me, from Astralis I should say, but keep in mind as well, I know you didn't do the last remake, I did Montreal, but we both did Masters. Yes. We're back to the traditional coaching rules. Therefore, the coaches cannot talk in freeze times. So it's the only time they could bring a coach in, should Zonic want to contribute at this point in time for Astralis.
Well, looking down the barrel of 2-0 against Team Liquid as well. An informed Liquid. I don't think they're expecting this kind of performance out of the North American side on catch. It's been very good so far. 6-0 down in terms of the pistol outcome, but still looking like the more dominant team. Very comfortable since the gun rounds begin. And we'll get into round number 22. Astralis. I haven't seen anything on their T side yet that's filled me with confidence. What have they got against JDM? He seems to be finding the opening kill every single time. He's going towards A main this time. The flashbang comes in. Does he find the opening kill? No one there. Going through fire and flashbangs from the T side. He's still battling in the flames. JDM, be careful. 36 HP.
I thought you were going to go full Trump and say fire and fury.
Yeah, that could have been quite nice.
But the flashbangs instead. JDM will hold the angle twist, will get baited in from the lockers. Zipix making a lot of noise behind Twist as well. We'll confirm that there's at least a presence out toward A main in the boost. A man down in B early. Liquid tried it. Got caught off by it. Nice to see the boost every now and then.
Yeah.
It's the same boost I mentioned, if you're joining us, that I thought might have had a chance against Liquid's offense and setup. Okay, Kiarbi walks in. JDM had no idea. The problem is he does not yet know that Twist... Okay, never mind. That's all gone. Device finds Twist. Twist was still in A main. If he was at Lockers, he could have actually swung, but thankfully they attack in well time. And suddenly on to Nitro on a 1 versus 5. He's just going to try and do economic damage at this point.
I think he needs to actually save, because Twist is down to $0. Then we get 1,400 next round. The money's on an amazing position. I think he just needs to save this AK. Him finding kills isn't going to cause... It will cause significant damage to the T's, but in terms of their buy next down, I think he just wants to save the AK. Especially on the CT side as well. A player like him can just hold tight angles and go a little bit more aggressive over those one taps. I think that's the call. Don't go for anything too... Well, that's the end of that. He's dead. He's dead. But it would have been nice to save that weapon. You can see after this round... Twist only $1,700. They can definitely buy, but 2 of them are weak. They might take the more conservative approach and maybe go for a partial buy. Good stuff by Kiarbi. Getting up highway, undetected. And here's the final buy. It's a little bit wonky to enforce CZ, the UMP, and of course the JDM AWP. Went aggressive in the previous round towards the A storage area. Didn't work out for him. This time, holds up in middle.
So this morning when the teams played, team that had the early lead gave it up, only to come back and win. This time again, Astralis had the early lead, gave it up. And now they're on the comeback, trying to close back to Team Liquid. It's a series of he who laughs last, laughs loudest.
I think they will.
Well, it's going to be a close quarters, close battle, at least between the two of them in trying to do so. Nitro lobs a nade in through the skylight that goes deep. Dupree's already well enough forward to not take any further damage. And the opening from Elige is decent on a UMP because Device with the op can't afford to go aggressive on the peak, especially with so much pressure on the inside of middle. Instead, though, he throws down a can of flames. That forces Elige to transition, and Glave's ready to catch him in doing so. So it was a smart team play to at least pull back some aggression and back, or excuse me, some possession back of middle. And get us to 4-4 as Twist still waits, knows there's guns, at least where his teammate Elige went down, but doesn't want to get caught out grabbing it.
Advantage certainly for Astralis here. CT's clutching at straws as JDM alone towards the A side. Smoke's coming through. He has to hit multiple kills here. There's a start though. Finds Glaive, but still they will be committing. All 3 players for the Danish side make their way towards A and they should find that kill. Nice start job by Zipex boosting himself up.
Wow, great response on the second kill as well. I think he snapped a highway. That was a bit careless from JDM. He got fixed very firmly upon the gap in the smoke at forklift and backed his way in pre-scoped around a truck, which is open. Yes. To the red crate, and scoped in, he never would have even seen the red crate and left himself with no defense or no chance to try and strike back, so Zipex basically a free kill. The second one was a little more impressive, but the round in the end will go to Astralis. We'll find ourselves 12-11, and the comeback continues for the Danish side. Not only that, you talked about saving last time for Nitro and his inability to do so. This puts the money in a much worse position for Liquid.
It does indeed. They'll save 2 weapons. We'll keep them competitive, but this round was already a force. You remember the JDM AWP, UMP, CZ. They got the first kill there. It was a Liege that took down the boosted player. That was a nice kill, but they just didn't have the utility to get him out of there. Device dropped the incendiary at his feet. He had to fall back, and then an exposed mid-entrance meant he went down, and then Astralis got back into that shot by shot as JDM left alone on the A-bomb site. He gets 1 kill, but like you said, concentrate on that gap. With Zipex to boost himself up on the bomb site. 2 quick kills like a turret. Here we go, 12-11, looking very likely to be 12-12, but we do have another JDM AWP as we get into a beat rush situation. First kill just yet, but there it is, Nitro. He takes down 1, Glaive in return, but still, definitely got a round on our hands here.
A round on our hands, but a gun gone from Nitro's. Stan's going to try and push back through to find it. Better still, though, they find a kill on the AWP of JDM. You've said it, he's been impressive. And this game continues again to do so because he finds Device as well.
Here we go. 1-2.
He's smart about his rotation as well. He knows what his 2 kills in mid mean, especially with the push from Stan toward the sunroom at B. He's low HP Stan, so he's holding to make sure the information is good and valid for JDM to push back toward A. As the Molotov lands from forklift. Again, he gets firmly fixed in. He's got to consider additional angles in those situations because he gets caught off. Twist, however, has gone behind them in the smoke, and this could be enough because it's free! Twist, my goodness. almost gives it up, picks up an AK. That's going to leave Zipix in the open, and they'll go back to trade it. Elige finds the kill. That could have been painful to watch if Twist didn't hit the second shot.
Can you imagine the heartbreak if he misses that PT50 kill? On a plate, essentially, there, just about pulls it off, and they win the round. Against all odds there. 1 M4 and AWP, and it's JDM to deliver the goods. I think he got a little bit overcommitted, like he said. As soon as the flames went down, he went for the hero play. Stayed there, tried to take down a player at a squeaky door. Didn't work out for him, but Twist, nice maneuverability through the smoke, brings the scoreline to 13-11. It gives them a lifeline, but still a lot of reset potential here. Astralis know it as well. They'll have a full buy in round number 25 here. No device AWP, though. Stanislaw, the player at the bottom of the scoreboard right now for Team Liquid. Everyone doing pretty well overall on the Astralis side. We get into it. Last A play. Equal so far.
Good fire from Twist to find the angle, but the problem is he oversteps immediately after. Therefore, Device, an easy shot in return. Bomb's going to be planted for Astralis. And Liquid losing numbers. The HP, it's low enough, but it's the positioning instead for Astralis that wins it. A Nitro. Again, the last alive, having rotated over. Problem as well becomes 2 rounds in a row for Astralis, 1 only for Team Liquid, and a reset about to hit them as a result.
Yeah, nothing they can do here. They might be able to find the JDM or no, Device already picked that up, but there it is, it drops. So he could take that to the next round. That's if he saves it. I'm not sure he'll be able to do so, as there it is, he gets taken down from the checkers area. Gonna have a very close game here. I'd say all 30 rounds almost certain at this point. Pause comes through for Team Liquid. I think they have to take an eco here, Matt. 4K on 2 players. The rest of them hovering around with their 2K mark. Allow Astralis to get to 13-13 and try and close it out. They have to remember as well, they lost both pistols. They have been the better team in the gun rounds here. That's when you want to be winning the game, in the gun rounds. Not with the force buys. It was a good one previously, but it's almost satisfying just to take more conservative approaches instead of playing Hail Mary almost every single time.
We'll get back underway. Sit tight on the cash they have, even though there is enough to justify pistols brought out. Liquid's not even going to go that route, at least not yet. They'll make a liar of me as soon as I say it, as always, but they're bringing a few P250s. No armor, however, so play the long game. They're still ahead by 1. They may not be after this round. They're certainly in no deficit. As Kiarbi gets closer and closer toward A main. Molotovs to disallow a push through should the pistols have elected to do so. And it does seem as though they wanted to. They still will. Flashes in. Flames still burning, but kills coming through. At least only 1 for JDM. It looks so much better, so much more promising.
Yeah.
Astralis in the end that control the threat and take down Nitro. Again, it's 13-13. Another late charge.
Good flashbangs. Danger there for Astralis. You saw how chaotic that got. Jumping around, spinning, but Astralis do tie things up here. This is their map pick. Hasn't looked as established as the scoreline suggests. For now, all square. JDM AWP comes in. Nitro, the MP9, Elige down to a Famus. Let's see how their money is in a very tricky spot. Fast play towards middle, though, from the Danes. Trying to boost up. It will be Kiabi to get through past the Flames. His presence wants to work for the CTs, but it might not matter. Stanislaw doing a good job there. Denying Dupree the first kill, and fast play with the Famus as well. Elige isn't messing around whatsoever.
Elige broke the, or excuse me, Kiabi broke the vent and backed off. Couldn't capitalize on Stan's position. Knew that there was support in play. Rightfully so. And you're right, Elige pushed so far up means the rotation from Nitro is early again. He's been playing almost support in this map, you know, when you consider how far back and how much rotations he's had to do.
Ooh, JDM so much to do here, but he's nailing shots. That's the first one. Kiabi goes down. 5 on 3 now, but still lacking firepower. That's the problem. And there we go. Twist gives one up, but it's going to be Elige. We saw that flank earlier on, finally paying dividends there. 4 on 2 now. Zipex and 60 HP as well. And Elige still in T-spawn, but they're rotating.
He may have thought himself. Yeah, he may have thought himself by going all the way back toward T-spawn because they're going to rotate back through useless. I think he's realized it now, and he will. And it's actually worked out to his benefit. It nearly didn't. The tap from a Famas at that range as well. Device goes down. Liquid still have the lead. Still just by 1. But there's still money as well on the Astralis side, so they'll buy back in no AWP. I take that back. There wasn't enough. Okay, Zipex didn't buy it, so they're going to go without. They'll go all rifles.
Just a note as well, we're calling Elige out in the previous map, saying he didn't really show up. They've won the map, but this time he's turning up in spades. 24 kills, 16 deaths, and might have been quiet in the previous, but looking very good right now. Another perfect flank there with the Famas as well. Money It's okay for Astralis to still have another buy available if they lost this one, but there's going to be the aggressive wall. The dead gets shut down with the flashbangs there. No kills exchanged just yet.
Both players were blind. dupreeh and JDM both blind. I don't think either realized they were so close to each other in that exchange.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof, no exchange really. But Stan from mid to vents. Oh, Stan, that's so poor on his part. It was a free kill.
That was on a play, wasn't it? Just couldn't find the angle. dupreeh is like, how am I still alive here? What just happened? It's nuts.
He's not alive anymore. JDM gets the angle.
Yeah, I guess he was just so preoccupied and thought, surely he'll come back. Give me a go. But 5 on 4, looking for series points here is Liquid, the 2-0. They've looked great here on Cash. And Astralis will be such a disappointing way to go out of the tournament. Haven't looked their best for a while now.
Haven't looked their best for a while is absolutely right. Not since before the major. Things have gone stagnant. There's Liquid. Trying to get 2 rounds to make their second straight playoff in a row. The finals last week in Greece and Twist. Don't get burned alive. That allows Xyp9x to enter. Astralis is still in this game. At least for now until Elise arrives, but he walks back out. Quick snap back. Kiarbi should have had him easily.
Yeah.
So he does better than he potentially should have and brings it to a 2 versus 2, which leaves Liquid a chance. As JDM on the AWP is opening and trying. Oh, does he see it? He certainly does. Double scope in, it's not a kill, but it's enough to deter and put them so low on HP. Fast as well. Glaive is on 12 and has 2 to find.
Can still do this.
He's hoping to isolate them. He's hoping they'll walk in, and he's going to go aggressive behind the smoke. He may catch them out. They're going to have to wrap around. 1 kill and then immediately fade off. They're so close together. Headshots will do. First is successful, but the HP too low. JDM swapping is able to pull it back.
That's the key thing there. Stay together. Get rid of the AWP. Know it's going to be a close range kill at that point, and JDM saves the day. That's so smart. He picks up the AK-47, and if he hadn't done that, round's lost. So that's such a big play. They lose the first 2 kills as well, but here's the save. Elise, like we said, been playing so well. That kill, that was the moment that Astralis lost that round. Kiarbi, that was on a plate. Huge miss there, and that could cost them the tournament.
It could. It very well could. It could cost them certainly the playoffs, not even just the tournament, as Team Liquid finds themselves on map and series point. If he hits that, you're absolutely right. Elise goes down. They have the crossfire set. No one even gets by the truck. Instead, JDM and also the double scope. Yeah. Spots the shoulder, just an inch too much to shoot at.
But like, sure, he doesn't find the kill, but that's it. Like they know they're so weak at that point. He has to move position. He knows he's been rumbled. And it will be 15-13. The final buy comes through. Of course, a pause taken by the Danish side. 3 AKs and 2 Deagles. dupreeh and Kiarbi out to the lesser weaponry, but it is a Deagles-centric map. You can get rolling with the 1 Deag set. 2 rounds to get into overtime. The thing is, if they do win this round somehow, Liquid will be on an eco. They need to win this. This pretty much decides it. If Astralis win this round, we are going to overtime. I'd say that's almost a lock-in.
It's very possible. Span will have UMP to work with. He's getting more and more aggressive. Try to catch them off inside of A. In fact, this time, boosted Twist below. Try and take the aggro away as they walk in. Nitro, meanwhile, covers off mid very passively. The only op in play sits at B. JDM's been comfortable on that side of the map. From the door behind the forklift. Twist has to play off it, but Elise gets spotted. The boost could have been everything. Twist didn't pull the aggro as intended, and he's going to get taken down because Xyp9x goes above. Bomb site open for Astralis. Plant successful and open to a main, which Device has secured by not even going toward it. In fact, rotating back from Squeaky Door. It leaves just Nitro and JDM, and they don't even fancy it at this point in time. JDM sits well back, and Device is hunting.
Well, there it is. 3 AKs and Deagles. It's the execution, and Liquid couldn't hold on. As I said, they have to save this weaponry. Money, non-existent. If they lost this round, have to try and save the AWP at least. That's going to be the key to success here. I think if you're Astralis, you're hunting down for sure. You want to get that all out of JDM's hands. And he's hitting everything, though. Might not be enough, and that's the key frag from Xyp9x. Takes him down, only $1,400 per player. And they'll have an M4 to work with here, but not much else. And that's almost guaranteeing overtime, as I said before.
Almost. As we go into a 30th round for the second straight game. And Liquid were successful finding the victory in the last map on Inferno. Keep in mind, that was their choice. This is Astralis. Astralis is?
Astralis is, yeah.
Astralis is?
Mm-hmm.
Another timeout called. And it's a tough decision for Liquid on how to approach the situation. Economic turmoil, one gun for Nitro. A UMP for Twist. And overtime very, very likely.
Very likely, yes. Round number 30. I said it was almost certainly going to go the distance, but surely overtime looms. And that's why I say Liquid close it out. Remember, they had 6-0 deficit in terms of pistol losses, so there's no way they win this in my book, but overtime I think is a lock-in for them.
Kiarbi not successful as he tries to shoot down the HUD in middle. It's not a lock-in yet because it's aggressive from Liquid to the B. Smart positioning there for by Dupree as he wants to let them walk by and catch them off. Reverse boost though. I think Kiarbi has a sense of what is going on.
Yeah, it's quite obvious, the reverse boost. At this stage of the game, no one's going to be falling for this or not checking it. First kill comes in. That was the player boosted. Down he goes like a sack of spuds.
Can relate.
Yep.
Glaive takes out JDM. And Liquid have to pull it back with not much to work with. A minute on the clock. Not even any smokes left over for the Liquid side. Twist hoping the gap in the smoke will actually help him. Speaking of, toward A main, he's going to slip in as well as Device goes for the reload and finds a headshot at 5 HP. And back to forklift he'll go with Zipix still approaching the doorway. He's got support inside of the site and his teammate Nitro, and Stan has also rotated in, but that's going to open up B side. Bomb is heading that direction as well. Overtime is inevitable. I think Liquid's realized it and they'll send themselves back toward B, but retaking the site with nothing to work with. Nitro can get one to work. Fair enough. Chances of anything further with no kits in play. Quite desperate. Stan as well. Tag.
Oh,
gets the shot still on Dupree. 16 seconds.
Low
That's going to put
HP.
time a factor. Bomb is inside of the site. Somehow the Molotov doesn't reach. As Glaive sits with 12, there's a real chance now. Somehow Liquid pull it back. And Nitro has rotated around after picking up the gun.
He's got an incendiary as well, hasn't he? Nitro, he does.
It's Glaive that has to hold off the angle. Kiarbi cannot escape the site. The Molotov's going to force him out. Incendiary, rather. And actually, he's going to go the long way back toward the boxes, back toward Quad. That allows the entrance to be better, but Glaive's found the crossfire. And Kiarbi's able to stay alive as a result. Overtime is where we head.
We do. Got exciting there with Stanislaw with a nice approach with the CZ. But Astralis has done just enough here. I said if he gets to overtime, I don't see them closing it out. I think Liquid have looked like the better side towards the end. Their money in tatters couldn't really get established, but Astralis has done enough. At least that's the reset now. Has been a really rough game for them. Already a map down if you're joining us. It's Liquid with the lead after Inferno. Their map pick. The pick of Astralis was Inferno. Was Cash, excuse me. Hasn't looked their best, but they've got this far. We'll go into the first gun round. Everything reset. It will be 16k MR3. He's going to be fully equipped. You go for double orbs all day long on the CT side.
JDM with a smoke and nade toward B goes aggressive. Meanwhile, you look at it. Stats, keep in mind Stanislaw only has 9 kills at this point. So he struggling for Liquid. It's going to be fast again from Astralis toward B. JDM walks into the flames, takes damage. Did they hear it is the question. Apparently not, because Device walks into an angle that he's got held. Gotta be careful to get behind the boxes. He's waiting to be flashed off. Can't react in time and Stan stuck in the middle. At least one response onto Zipix and better off as he swings around. He'll support Elige and Nitro. They drop the bomb and Dupree. He's faded inside of the smoke, but he really doesn't have much hope at all because Twist is behind and it's first blood in overtime to Liquid.
Pretty disappointing approach from Astralis. If I'm honest, still 5 players towards B storage, trying to have the contact play. He said, JDM does touch the flames. You think that's the sound cue, but down he goes. He takes the first frag, but the refrag comes through, and then Astralis can't capitalize on that. Stanislaw starts to find some form. 15. Remember, this is MR3. 2 to go. 1-0 in favor of Liquid so far. Money will not be a factor in this rule set. But Device once more. I think the Liquid don't want to go on the double orb setup here at all, but Kiabi finds the first pick. He's a little bit overzealous there. He will go down. 5-4 now, the first opening we've had here for Astralis.
Flash in. JDM with the op. Boosted, but goes up behind the box, and it's Device that read the angle and had it perfect. Twist has nowhere to go, he goes aggressive. There's thankfully a smoke down, so he's not left in the open, but he's got to be so careful with his position. Catches off, Zipix trying to throw a nade. That's all he's got left. How is he shot through the smoke? He's gone this from a 1 versus 5 to just 3 remaining. However, Dupree's had enough of that. We tie things back up on 16, and Astralis keep themselves in it with a terrorist-decided round.
Here we go then. 1-all. Double orb setup. I think they're going to go for maybe having an orb at the start. They'll drop an AK.
Rifle? Yeah, that's the question.
They'll drop an AK. I think I heard the weapons being dropped. Yeah, and they'll hold that orb in T-spawn on top of the sign. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And then once nothing, there's no CT aggression, he'll pick up the AK-47. That's how we do Dupree. So there's an AK and spawn behind him, just to know.
No aggression thus far, so that AK should be picked up. I'm going to go with minute 27 seconds, and if you want to go ticks, there's going to be 4 ticks over 27, just to be specific.
Yes.
Okay, I'm actually wrong, because he's actually getting more aggressive. Here's Dupree. Both ops actually getting quite aggressive, despite having the AK inside of spawn. Safari Mesh AWP.
A classic.
A classic with his KRB sticker on it. Astralis are willing to play the waiting game. Leading off toward A in terms of men, 4 on that side of the map. No one really contesting toward middle where Nitro and Stan hold together. In doing so, they put Elysian Twist alone in the A site. Or excuse me, together in the A site and JDM alone in the B site. Down, Molotov's out of these transitions, but has to get closer to Twist. He starts it off. Zipix falls in his hands, and he's going to swing back over toward NBK. If they jump over, Twist should be able to hear it, but he's got to relay the information. Good shot, Elige, and backs off. They are trying to get above. As Twist gets one and realizes it, he'll slip through the door and close it. That makes things awkward and complicated for Glaive as he gets Elige only. Tries to re-peek on a flash with no one around.
Yeah, bombed down in an awkward position as well. Dupree has to recover him. Molotov towards Forklift. That should be the round now. 4 versus 2. Oh my goodness, that's so sick from Dupree. All right, now he has a chance. We're getting dinged up in the process. Surely he can't do anything more, and it will be the round in favor of Liquid. 2-1. Astralis can only get 1 on the board there. They haven't looked too comfortable on cash here, Matt. On the T side, that's what Liquid really showed us what they were made of. After going down 5-1, I think it was, the comeback was so real.
Mid-control, or rather the mid-take, as you called it, was exceptional, and we saw so much on B. What do we see this time around? So we get ready for Astralis to go back on the defense.
Single orb. On either side. Device, what has he got up for us this time?
Straight out. Again, aggressive. KRB this time cuts them off. Forget your mid-take. KRB shuts it down and he gets support from Zipix in doing so. Nade will finally put an end to him, but it leaves it with just JDM because it was from the grave from Stan. JDM. The op to work with.
They went for that mid-fast take. Has been working out for them so well, Matt, but finally Astralis putting some presence there and shutting that down. 2 kills with Zipex and Kiabi as well. That should be it, but Kiabi, I mean, Device, sorry, gets taken down, gets dinged up in the process, JDM. But still something to work with him.
Had a 1 versus 5 in the major on this map.
He did, that's right.
Group stages. Missing shots won't help.
That was against, what, Envious?
Don't. Yeah, no, not, it wouldn't have been at the major, not Envious.
I can't remember.
It's taken down by Glaive as they reverse boost back into position. I can't remember who's against either. Someone
I don't think it was the last
kindly remind us. No, I think you're right. It was 2 ago. Atlanta. In which case it could have been envious.
Yeah, I think it was. I remember it was like... I can't remember.
It's fine. It's fine. Best not to talk about it. No one will notice.
Yeah, true.
2 to go either side. Map point on the line. First overtime point, if you will.
1-0 there. Whoever gets the next round guarantees themselves at least triple overtime. Or double overtime. Let's not get too into it.
It was Envy. People are saying G2, but apparently Envy.
Yeah, it was. I remember his MBK
Atlanta
was still in there.
Yeah. Twist, already out inside of middle, is going to continue to work with, this time, Liquid's approach to mid, but it's different from Astralis as they try and throw Molotovs up in the vent. That's going to put Glaive back in a better position, and Device has already shut down Stand. They've got a response. They've thought about this because they're taking it back from Liquid in a much different fashion than they did in the first half. He still exists inside of middle, and he could strike at the right time. Oh, just barely the wrong time. Just barely off to catch Zipix rotating around toward E-Box. Nitro jumping, trying to bait shots and get information. Hasn't been caught yet, but he's got to be careful. If they lose the next kill, Liquid's going to be pretty much out of the round. Then it's going to be map point for Astralis, and we'll be facing Mirage.
There it is. Astralis looking very good to take round number 5 here. Liquid keep focusing on middle, but Astralis have made the adaptation. And 30 seconds remaining. Bomb makes his way towards A main. I don't see a world where they win this round. We'll see what they've got.
Molotovs. Kiarbi still inside at NBK, found by Nitro, traded back by Zipix, but it's JDM that's gone better, and they know exactly where Zipix is. Elise finds the kill, 8 seconds, has to hold the plant. Glaive can deny, Glaive can deny. Bomb goes down, and JDM, he knows what's wrong. He knows it's all done as he gets 1 kill. Is it done? Swings out, and just barely does Glaive get the kill before the shot was ready. And it's Astralis that find map point. The first in overtime, their first of the match, and Liquid that has to fight back. JDM has to be dropped in AWP. They have the money to do so because he went down after the time, but not a factor with MR16. Or MR3, 16K, excuse me, I should say.
Exactly. Oh, goodness. JDM, imagine if he wins that with 1 second, like a no-scope comes in.
Be the most godlike play.
Yeah. Not meant to be Glaive. He was the hero of that one, denying the plant just when it felt like it was going to fall apart there for the Danes. But they have series of map points at this stage. One more will do it. They're looking for the 3-0. Device aggressive. Hits the shot as well. JDM was even expecting that. 5-4. Looks like a third map could be very possible here.
Astralis is looking confident now as a Device. Easy shot to Elise. Twist pulled one back, but if he continues to find kills at every trade possibility, there's no chance Liquid can take control of any point on the map, neither with Glaive getting Twist down. Bomb's going to go back over toward B where Dupree exists. Smokes are in position, and Glaive has rotated back toward the tree. So all of the brilliance that Liquid displayed early. Astralis that seemed to have enough in the end. Nitro finds himself in a 1 versus 4. He has gotten into B undetected. And Glaive, oh, he gives up the shot. Gave himself up. He could have got down. Nitro knew exactly where they were, but it's not going to be enough. It's Astralis to find the wins. 17, excuse me.
Yes.
66 rounds in 2 maps between these two, and it's Astralis that stay alive to go to Mirage.
What a game that was. I didn't think Astralis had it in them, but the adaptation match towards that mid area. Liquid then realized that they didn't really have much left in the tank. Astralis who decided to challenge that area, 3 towards it, boosting players up in the vents as well. They shut that down, and Liquid started to crumble. Very good bounce back from Astralis after winning both pistols as well. I didn't think they could do that, but a great game overall. We do see Mirage coming up next. I didn't think that would be possible.
We'll take a short break. Map 3 has it all to play for Team Liquid if they want to join Cloud9 in the playoffs. And Astralis trying to keep their pride intact as they look to fall out in the groups if they can't succeed.